I have a question, Stuart.
Yes, Christine.
As you know, for the last year and a half, I've been struggling with back pain. And for the last, twice in the last week, you've come to me in a dream and you've been working on healing my back. And my question is, can you talk about how I can best work with that? What I can do besides receive?
Well, you know, a dream is basically just another form of energy. And, you know, I can manifest in your dreams. And obviously there's a reason for it, which is to do healing work on you. And, you know, what you do is just take the Shakti, the energy of that healing into the back to wherever if it's the base of the spine, and allow it to work on you. Just relax. Don't try to analyze it or figure it out, but absorb that energy, you know, and allow it to truly just work on you, because dreams bring this. You know, when we're asleep, we're in a completely relaxed state. It opens our whole consciousness to a different dimension. And when teachers come, you know, they're there for a reason. And obviously the reason is to help heal your back. So just take the energy there and let it work on you. And I think, you know, it'll certainly help. It'll certainly help ease up the pain and, you know, get rid of the tension that's creating the pain. And you can just say to yourself a little simple mantra, you know, with the healing power of God's love, God's grace. I mean, if I'm there, it's just as a channel for that energy to come work on you. And you can just say that to yourself with the healing power of God's grace.
Is it okay to ask every night when I go to sleep for that?
It's always okay to ask.
Okay. Thank you.
You know, ask and you will receive. I mean, ask. Nothing wrong with asking. Bother them in the cosmos. You know, I need to be healed of this. Bring the energy. I mean, you have to, you know, honestly, all of us, we have to nudge them up in the cosmos. You got 8 billion people living here. 98% of them are just lamenting all the time and praying to God to, you know, to help them overcome all their craziness, neurosis, their economic problems. Will I get married? Will I get, you know, you go up there and say, hey, I'm doing deep spiritual practice and I need to be healed. Healing my spine will give me a much deeper connection with Kundalini energy. And you have every right to ask. You know? As I say, most people, you know, they go to a guru, you know, will I make money? Will I get married? Will I have this? Will I have, you know, I mean, I met teachers in India that are so fed up with it, they couldn't listen to them anymore. And one out of 100 million would come with a real question for a spiritual life. I remember Kala Rinpoche telling me that. He said when he was a young tulku, he would go to his Rinpoche and there were lines of lamas waiting to ask questions about this. And he said, today I can't find anyone to teach. So, you know, I went there and deep spiritual need, and it was amazing what came.
Well, it's interesting because I was nervous about traveling to the retreat with the back issue. And the minute I said that to myself and went to sleep, that's when the dreams started where you were working on me both at the retreat and in my dreams. So I feel like I put that out there.
All right, we'll use it. Maybe between now and the retreat, you'll heal yourself.
Yes.
Does anyone else have a question they would like?
Thank you.
I mean, for those of you who don't know, I made an announcement the other day in the class that between the 12th and the 14th, or around then, there's going to be a retreat here in New York. It's my birthday retreat. I have it every year. Didn't have it last year because of COVID. And, you know, there's people, you know, it's always, by the time the retreat comes around, 3, 4 people always drop away. So if you're interested in coming and haven't signed up, you know, let me know and I can tell Jennifer, she can give you all the information. And, you know, does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? You know, the last 2, 3 months have been extremely difficult months. In fact, I don't remember ever going through any, like, there's one thing after the other, sickness. And I got COVID, I got, you know, all this stuff, you know, took place. And, you know, and things are starting to, I mean, they're coming to the other side of the muddy water. And things are starting to open up for me that are very good. And it's really a new cycle now. I know we just had the summer solstice and we're going into a new cycle now. And I suggest that people try to connect with that inside themselves and allow this whole new cycle of energy to open them to a new level of growth. I mean, it doesn't just happen, you know, because you somehow believe you're living in the guru's grace. You have to work for this. You know, you have to come to classes, you have to work on yourself. You have to truly make the kind of effort that attracts that Shakti from the universe, that enables you to make incredible changes inside yourself. You know, enables you to go to, excuse me, a whole new dimension of spiritual growth. And that's what that's all this is about anyway. That's all it's about. It's not about me having students and disciples. And, you know, and Rudy told me the same thing. You know, he said, just learn what I have to teach. Learn what I have to teach. He said, one day I won't be here. Everybody expected him to live to 84 years old. When he was 45, we were in that airplane crash. And there are always new cycles, but they don't manifest profoundly unless people do the work on themselves. I mean, otherwise it's just day passes to month, passes to year. And it's that thing I quote all the time from Macbeth, you know, tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace until the last syllable of recorded time, you know. That's what life becomes. But doing the inner work every day, you know, builds a system that enables us to truly move from cycle to cycle, to transform ourselves. And there's nothing fanatical. You know, I always tell people, you know, There's 4 of these classes in the Americas a week. You know, it takes up 5 hours a week. There's 165 hours in a week. You know, and every one of these classes is very powerful, very deep, and transformative. And they're not that way because I want to have students. I really don't want to have students. I want people that can learn what I have to teach and they can truly get their own independent connection with God. I'm not interested in quantity. I'm interested in quality of the work that people do. And that's basically what all this is about. And what's the ultimate manifestation? God is love. God is joy. God is being happy. God is being able to see what's real in the world and what's an illusion. God is, you know, consciously understanding where we have to invest our energy in order to get the most out of, you know, a possible spiritual life. And God is the realization that the true guru is not Swami this one and Yogi that one, and people that walk around in orange robes and all that. The true guru is life. And nobody is going to be able to sit before life and embrace life unless they build a system inside that is strong enough to do it. I mean, I talk about this a lot because it really needs to be repeated. Because people take every day after day for granted, not understanding how precious time is and how we have to use it to truly develop a connection with higher energy in the universe. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Okay. If there are no more questions, there will be a class tomorrow evening. And once again, I humbly thank you all. And I say this because I really mean it. Your presence is my teacher. Your presence here, your need to grow, your inner work, and what you do in these classes is truly an opportunity for me to grow and get closer to God. And I never forget that, and I'm so grateful for it. And never will I ever take this for granted. You know, it's something very precious, very profound, and it really is learning how to give and receive unconditionally and how to build a system that truly is full of love, gratitude. So there'll be a class tomorrow evening, and I'm looking forward to seeing you. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you, Stuart. Good night.
Bye.
Good night.